Next on ABC7's Good Morning El Paso weekend, a major crash claims lives and injures dozens. The latest from the investigation this morning. And thousands of Cuban migrants expected in our area in the next couple of weeks. We have a look at how local organizations are responding and how you can help. And what will be the fate of Uber in El Paso? Some pushing to keep the app alive in the borderland. This is all the news you need to start your Sunday, May 15th. ABC7's Good Morning El Paso weekend starts right now.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso weekend.
Well, good morning, El Paso, and thank you for joining us. I'm Andrew J. Polk. A weekend excursion to a casino turned into tragedy yesterday in South Texas. A rollover on a county highway left a tour bus on its side and at least 8 aboard dead and dozens more in the hospital. Happened on a remote stretch of Highway 83 outside Laredo. Authorities still don't know what caused the charter bus to roll over and crash early Saturday afternoon. It was raining, but the fire department there says no other vehicle was involved. The bus left with about 50 people on board for a casino about 125 miles northwest of Laredo. An investigation will continue throughout today. And Friday afternoon's crash now has one fatality here in the borderland. Happened on Montana Vista at about 2:30 at the intersection of Bunline Drive and Shogun Court. Sheriff's investigators say 7 people were hospitalized after a Hummer H2 and a car collided. Take a look. 53-year-old Juana Castro was taken to the hospital with serious injuries, and sheriff's deputies confirmed she died from her injuries yesterday. The other had minor injuries. The sheriff's office says speed and the fact that there are no posted stop signs at the intersection could have been factors in that crash. And 2 people are dead after a head-on collision on Highway 26 between Hatch and Deming, New Mexico. It's also known as the Hatch Highway. New Mexico State Police say that 2 vehicles crashed around 5:30 yesterday morning. We first told you about it right here on Good Morning El Paso weekend. 2 women died and 2 men were hospitalized. One was flown to UMC here in El Paso, the other taken to Mimbres Hospital in Deming. Their names and ages have not yet been released. 4,000 Cubans immigrants are expected to pass through El Paso within the next 11 days. Many are fleeing from their country from economic hardship. The immigrants are coming in planes daily from Juarez and walking across the border into El Paso. Now organizers are looking for donations and dependable volunteers to help deal with it all. ABC7's Jerry Nájera was at the Headon Center. He has the story.
At the Headon Center, I saw a few volunteers helping Cuban immigrants check in, settle in, and help them feel welcomed after their months-long journey. At this hour, the Headon Center may not look full, but organizers tell me a busload of immigrants just left to the next destination.
Yes, it's been really busy.
Volunteer Jesus Regalado says other volunteers have been accommodating immigrants daily, and some have been working double shifts.
Usually on the second shift, which would be from maybe noon to about 7 or 8, we do have plenty of people.
Regalado tells me volunteers have been helping out after work or school, but there's other times of the day where they need the help.
We do really like a lot of people in the morning shift, the first shift, and overnights. Overnight we usually have maybe 3-4 people to tend to, sometimes over 100 people that we have here at the center.
The Catholic Diocese says dependable volunteers are needed. The temporary staffers will have to put in some work.
It's cleaning restrooms, maintaining the area, just talking to people, guiding them. We direct them directly to if they're traveling to bus stations, a few that have tickets for airport to go get their money from Western Union and all that stuff.
Regalado says despite the hard work, volunteering to help those that have given up everything to come to the United States is rewarding.
Especially when you hear the stories, that is very gratifying because that's when you really understand the magnitude of what you're doing.
The diocese says immigrants are also in need of basic necessities like hygiene items. They can also use some help in having sheets because many of them are sleeping on cots. They're also looking at things like dry food, pasta, rice, and beans. For more information on volunteering or drop-offs, you can call the Annunciation House at 915-545-4509. Reporting for Good Morning El Paso Weekend, I'm Jerry Nájera.
In other news, the Coyote fire continues to burn more ground in the Guadalupe Mountains. Lightning strike started the fire a week ago at about 46 miles south of Carlsbad, and crews continue to struggle containing the flames now. Since May 7th, the fire has burned 12,500 acres, and still only 30% of the fire is contained. We are told 375 personnel continue to battle the blaze. And the spring semester has come and gone. For many students, it's the end of a schooling era. Those long nights of studying have finally paid off. Nearly 2,700 students graduated from UTEP yesterday. For most, the degree they receive will inform where they work. For others, graduates may go back to school to study a new field or strive for a master's degree. ABC 7's reporter Julio Cesar Chavez caught up with several graduates.
I had a degree in finance and I have a master's in business, in international business.
Raul Alba is one of the thousands of students who graduated Saturday. He was a banker for years. Now, he's a bachelor of nursing.
I fell in love with the career and I realized that nursing was not so much something that I was passionate about. It was much deeper than that.
But even when you're following your passion, he says it takes special sacrifice and dedication to pull through.
School has to be a priority in your life if you want to be successful at it. 3 12-hour clinics, to having 1 day of rest, to having an exam the following day, every single week for a year is very challenging.
As for what's next, his plan is pretty neatly laid out.
I was recently offered a job at Las Palmas ICU, and I'll be working there for a couple of years, and perhaps in the near future going back to school, maybe getting a master's in nurse practitioner, or perhaps pursuing a career as a nurse anesthetist.
Julio Cesar Chavez reporting, and congratulations to all of the class of 2016. And it is 8:06 right now, taking a live look at traffic this morning. I-10 in Missouri, the streets may be looking a little bit slick out there. We are under that first alert for some changing conditions, winds, and a little bit of rain, and so there might be a little bit of it out there. In any case, the traffic is moving along just fine. I-10 and Brown, and mile marker 20, just fine. Piedras further through Central. Again, light traffic for your Sunday morning. Still looking at those clouds in the sky as well, so be careful as you head out. There could be those showers moving through our area, particularly for the eastern parts of our region. And there are some upcoming road closures to warn you about. Starting tomorrow night through Thursday, eastbound Loop 375 will be closed between Santa Fe Street and US 54. The road will be closed starting at 9 a.m. through the night until 5 a.m. the next day. And in another part of town, Manor Place will temporarily close for crews to finish a reconstruction project that will start on Monday and will be closed to through traffic from Alameda to Barker Road. That's expected to last about 8 weeks. Serving the community one application at a time. Students at Americas High School spent their Saturday helping others apply for citizenship. Dozens of people took their citizenship forms to the school and met with attorneys to help complete their paperwork. The Libertas Academy, which is a political science and law program, hosted the event. Students within the program were given the opportunity to shadow the attorneys to better understand the process and see how the documents are filed.
We're doing it to give back to our community first off, and to actually put our name out there a little bit more as a Libertas Academy, and to actually open up the doors for people that really want to become United States citizens and do it the right way.
And El Paso City Rep Courtney Nyland is pushing to keep Uber regulated as it is now instead of changing it. According to our news partners at the El Paso Inc., she would like the city to leave things as they are in hopes that the Texas legislature will act next year. Those who agree or disagree will have the chance to say so Tuesday when City Council opens the floor for discussion. The representatives of local taxi companies, Uber, and the public this Tuesday was the day that El Paso City Council was supposed to vote on the proposed ordinance, but the committee that has worked on it since last August received a copy of it in late April. Uber's public policy manager, Chris Miller, sent an email warning them that if the city approved the ordinance, Uber would cease operations in El Paso. So for more on this story, pick up your copy of the El Paso Inc. Other stories this week include how out-of-town companies like CarMax are shaking up the El Paso market and what local dealerships are doing about it. And downtown's newest hotel gets a new restaurant with a distinctly local flavor. El Paso Inc. is online at elpasoinc.com and available for home and business delivery. Call the number there at the bottom of your screen, 534-4422, to subscribe. And still to come here on Good Morning El Paso weekend, the Patrol was facing down what was considered a weak New Orleans team, but they weren't to be underestimated. And sticking with America's pastime, Astros and the Red Sox going to extra innings. All your highlights, scores, and more coming up in sports. You're watching ABC 7, where news comes first.